let me give you the introduction of Amit once again. So we have Amit with us. He is CEO with CarDekho.com. So Amit is going to have a detailed discussion on how growth hacking has happened and how his business has transformed into an idea to a big $1 million company altogether. So give you an overview of the company altogether. So it started in 2007 by Amit and Anurag with an investment of 50,000 rupees, right? And now it's completely a $300 million company, right? So in year 2012, they were awarded as best website in the year, and in 2011 they were awarded as best automotive website. Subsequently, a lot of awards. So today Amit is going to share with us his experiences, how he transformed all business using the digital marketing services, and this is going to be a case study for every budding entrepreneurs, right? Thank you so much, Amit, for joining in, right? You can take this session and you can share your experiences and views with us. Hi everyone.
Hi, I'm Amit. I'm the CEO and co-founder of GirnarSoft, which operates CarDekho.com. I am an IIT Delhi grad engineer from 1999 batch. Started this company in 2007 along with Anurag, who is my brother, real brother and co-founder. He's also from IIT Delhi. We both were working in Bangalore. I was working with a company called Trilogy. He was working with a company called Saber Holdings, which operates Trilogy. We started this company in 2007, and we were both good programmers. So the first thing that we did was, let's figure out how to make money. And we started a company on outsourcing services. So we would get projects from US, etc., and start doing these projects. The first project I still remember we got was $50,000, $1,000 basically in those days, and that's how the whole company basically began. The company quickly ramped up. So it actually started in a garage of my house. Me and Anurag would sit in the garage of our house, and वो शादी की table लगा के we started basically. We did not even have money to buy tables in those days. I still remember. The total investment we made into the company was buying of 2 laptops, and 10,000 rupees was the incorporation fee for the company. So $50,000 was actually spent on that. So the title, what it says, 50,000 investment, that was the investment I made. The 2 laptops and in company incorporation fee. And that's how the whole journey began. We started winning projects in outsourcing. The company suddenly started to grow from 2 people to 20 to 50. So I'm not going to cover the phase in which I was doing outsourcing because that is not very relevant to the audience here. A year later, we were sitting on a decent cash pile and we could start investing in our own company, basically, in terms of products. I was a product guy back then at Trilogy. In Trilogy, I launched yourbillbuddy.com, a portal called Your Bill Buddy. That's when I started actually learning about product and started learning about, how to get people, how the viral growth happens, how do you basically ensure SEO happens. So that was my first learning building block. 2005 to 2007, I had done that in Trilogy. A year later, when we had some cash in the bank, we decided to yet again, start. Anurag basically said that, look, let me do outsourcing. I'll make money, and why don't you start products which you're good at? And you earn the money, I earn the money. So between both the brothers, we had a deal. You see, CarDekho.com today is a very big company. It's valued at 300 million, maybe next round. Right now, probably it's already far ahead from the last round, maybe 400, maybe 500, doesn't matter. What matters more is that, how this company got built. There are a lot of skeletons, that lie in the back of CarDekho. I had launched 10 other portals, okay? And in the slide that I'm showing you, you can actually see logos of some of the products that I had launched while doing CarDekho. My astrology horoscope, ShopDekho was trying to compete with Flipkart and all. My jewelry deals, which was an online jewelry shopping site back then in 2008. Mobile Dekho, Tweets Dekho, I had written a layer on Twitter to aggregate celebrity tweets and show them in a meaningful form. Future Dekho was another one, again related to astrology. My India Guide, Ekadas was the online stock market game I had built. So I've done a lot of startup days within the company, and I failed often. I failed numerous times. It has been a journey full of failures. And honestly, failure is what has taught me a lot more than all the success I've got in CarDekho. And I believe that the CarDekho success is stabler because The ground on which my success lays is actually around a lot of failures. I've failed so often that I know 99 ways not how not to fail now. I'm going to just share that journey with you today on how CarDekho happened and what was the deal. Just to build a bit of credibility around my traffic building skills, let me just tell you that I never spent a single rupee for marketing. Okay, anything and everything that I've done is without marketing. Till November of 2013, total marketing spends were exactly 0 rupees. Not even a single rupee I have spent in marketing. Not even a single rupee. After getting invested from Sequoia, obviously the marketing money was spent. You must be seeing us on television now. We have never filed a book of loss. Every single year as a company, we have filed a book of profit. This will be the first financial year where we are going to file a small loss because of all the heavy TV expenditures we have done. So imagine a company getting built profitably without spending a single rupee on acquiring consumers. And that's the company I'm talking about. That's CarDekho.com. While I was building this company, there were funded players all around me. And they had big bucks, really big bucks. Gaadi.com was owned by Naspers. Carwale was owned by Axel Springer. Cartrade, another Tiger invested company, right? Imagine competing with these, big funded guys without money. That's exactly what I did. Innovation was the name of the game. I learned SEO fast, very fast. I learned social media very fast. And I utilized both of these arts and skills to do growth hacking in that phase. In November 2013, when I got invested by Sequoia Capital, we had 5 million visitors a month. So since the investment has happened, the growth hacking has not yet stopped. The money helped me do even faster growth hacking. Let me show you the next slide where we are at right now. We do roughly around 16-17 million visits a month, which is exactly 3 times, more than 3 times of what I actually had when I got invested by Sequoia Capital. We do almost 100 million page views a month. Roughly serve around 8.5, 8.6 million unique visitors a month. The next phase of growth hacking actually came from mobile app. The mobile was a device which we used to growth hack. And you'll be surprised to know that only 7% of my downloads of the app are actually paid. Everything else has been organic. And that's the company I'm talking about, the company that believes in innovation, the company that started on innovation and has been able to, take the market in a storm without spending a dime on marketing. Now we do spend heavily on marketing, honestly. A lot of brand building is happening. But the initial phase was not that phase. Initial phase was different. Let's go on to the next slide where I'm going to talk about the journey and I'll relate real facts on how it happened. Okay, what our journey taught us. This section I've actually put for entrepreneurs who are my fellow entrepreneurs out here listening to me, and the people who have that entrepreneur kida in them, that they want to be entrepreneur at some point. Now the slides you're going to see are going to be inspirational. These are actually taken out of the leaf of my life, all the journey leaves that I have got. This is the summary of my journey. Okay, I am giving you the success formula of CarDekho today. How I made this happen without money. How I made this journey possible. What were the things that actually mattered, and what changed the future of the company. Dream big, guys. That's the first thing I did. When 2 people, me and my brother, were sitting in the garage, we actually updated both of us our LinkedIn profiles saying that we'll build a $1 billion company. We had no clue how we'll do it, honestly. But that was the ambition back then. My peers, my colleagues, my good friends called me, "Are you mad?" And I said, "I'm mad." So your dreams are not big enough until people start thinking you're mad. Dream big. People would not believe you around you. You have to believe in yourself. And don't write a number for number's sake. Just believe it very thoroughly. If you start feeling that number very extensively, then automatically things will happen for you automatically. And that's what I've realized. Now if you go to my LinkedIn profile, it will read $10 billion company. Because as I was approaching the goal, when I got $300 million valuation, I felt 1 billion to ho hi jayega, 100%. It's just a matter of a couple of years. I had to, dream even bigger. Created a plan for $10 million. I updated my LinkedIn profile. I own my public reputation on that, right? I'm going to build a $10 billion company. I may build it, I may not build it, doesn't matter. What matters more to me is that, am I aiming big? We had a management offsite where all my 50 people management was present in Delhi. And I presented a plan to the company on how we will become a $10 billion company. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just dreaming big. Everything is falling in place automatically. So I would advise all these budding entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurs out there, just dream big. Just dream big, guys. Let people call you mad. Maverick bullying in the Just make sure they call you Maverick. The biggest fund of our success is this slide, okay? I hope you can all see the slide. This is agility. We are the most agile company across the country, is what I believe. And agility, as I call it in my own language, agility is BAP of all abilities. There's nothing better than agility, okay? We have been fast. Fast would mean really, really fast. We have not waited to build the right product. We have not waited to, have that optimal experience. We have taken things live, half-baked cakes also live. And that's the reason, where I believe why we stand where we are. I was able to fail faster. I was able to learn faster. I was able to succeed faster. Now, when you're agile, what happens is, guys, you start taking the till date, just to build some credibility on what I'm saying, we do a release every week. Still. 6 years of CarDekho journey, I can actually dig my inbox and provide you mail of every week on what went live this week. And that's a company we are in. And in many weeks, we actually have 3-4 releases a week, almost a day, every release, right? I believe that if you have got something better that you have written as a feature or as a code, take it live. Why do you want to wait? When I launched my first version of site, it looked really, really bad, really clumsy. I wish I had put the screenshot here on how the site looked like, but you can use a Wayback Machine on how the first version of CarDekho looked like. It was ugly. It had nothing, basic data. And my friends told me, what the fuck have you launched? And I said, how does it matter? Who's going to see this? 10 visitors will not even come on my site. Do I care? No, I don't care right now. People actually end up spending months and in some cases years building that right product. Trust me, there's no right product. There's no ideal product. Go to market as soon as possible. And start getting feedback from real consumers out there. Let Google index aside. Let consumers talk about the product. Look, a very few, you're not a big brand, you're not a big company right now. You can afford to do all these mistakes early in the product life cycle. At this stage, we have to be far more careful than what we were in earlier. Now, CarDekho is a big brand, we can't take the servers down. They had made releases which actually took the servers down, some wrong code or some bugs, right? But we knew how to absorb the gaps. Agility is the biggest strength of our company, and that's why we succeed and how we succeed. Every week I can actually point out this is what we've fished out new to the clients, to our consumers. More importantly, guys, we were able to break down the long, big feature into very small ones so that it can be released weekly. Initially, I did not have, I'll just take an example of agility. Okay, I had to launch a feature called Get On-Road Price, which generates all the leads at CarDekho. I did not have on-road prices, honestly. I just still put a dummy button just to see what really happens. As soon as the consumer pressed Get On-Road Price, I would show him, thanks for inquiring. I'll create him, make a lead, and I'll just, thank him. Thank you for, inquiring about the price of this car. We'll get back to you soon. Without actually having the on-road price database, I was able to test how many leads will be generated if I do take the feature live, right? And I ran it for 2 days. I knew what's going to be the traction of the feature. I took it off because I now knew I have to build it. So that's agility, right? You're basically trying to, experiment at the consumer base. Why I could do it? Because the traffic was actually very low at that point of time. And any user who dropped the lead in those 2 days, I actually replied back with an email after inquiring dealer prices. So the point I'm trying to make, guys, is that think of breaking the problem into smaller things, okay, and how you can actually launch faster. There's no ideal product, trust me. I'm a product guy, I'm telling you. There's no ideal product. What you'll build today, 6 months later, you'll say, oh, I need much better. And that's the cycle of life. That's the circle of life. Don't aim for that right product, just chug on. The other reason of our success has been micro measurement. You micro measured everything. When you are agile and you're a startup, you don't have resources or the money or the processes that basically ensure quality. How I've run the company is by micro measuring everything. Anything that would go live, I would measure. And honestly, you can only improve things that you can measure. You cannot improve anything you can't measure. So be it SEO ranking, keyword ranking, traffic from social, traffic from SEO, whatever it was, there is a daily dashboard, and there still is a daily dashboard, which actually in the current phase has roughly around 200-300 entries right now. I don't read all the numbers anymore. There are teams reading it, but in the initial 3-4 years, I actually would read through all those numbers, and that report kept on increasing incrementally as we launched newer feature. Like for example, if you launched Get On Road Price, I would actually put a report of how many people actually clicked that button, how many leads came in. Next day I launched say some other feature, then that report would come in there also, right? So things would just keep on adding to my daily report. How many used car leads, how many dealer cars, how many individual cars. I have measured everything every day, and that's the reason of CarDekho success again. Because if you're micro measuring, you're able to improve. If something breaks, you know it. So there can be only one day of going wrong, which is fine. As a startup, I can afford to go down, go wrong, a feature doesn't work for a day, but at least I know I'll be right tomorrow. That micro measurement has really helped the company have agility. So agility must be clubbed with micro measurement. If you don't do that, you would not be able to succeed. Because when you're agile, bugs are gonna come, site is gonna break, things are gonna go bad. Agility means to me that. And if you're able to micro measure, you will be able to chug on with agility. Let's go to the next slide. Commitment. Your team will be a big reflection of what you do, guys. And most importantly, you'll have to understand that they're going to follow you. They're going to be exactly like you. I've worked like three days continuously without going home in the initial days of the startup. Everybody, the core members around me actually became like me, right? They get inspired from you. You are the entrepreneurs, guys. You are the leaders of the company that you are in. They'll get inspired from you. You can't force commitment. It's the passion, it's the inspiration that you're able to pass along that really helps. So my advice to all the fellow entrepreneurs is, if you are the role model for everybody, make sure you're the best one. Make sure you're the best one. We gave our 200% to everything we did and consequently learned much faster. And that's all I can say. We were really lean, and this is the most important part which most of the startups don't realize. How was I able to do 10 startups, guys? I was really lean. Lean is a term that is used for optimizing your resources and spending judiciously. It's your money, guys. It's your money. Remember that. You're the entrepreneurs. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Everything that you do, spend it judiciously. That's the most important resource you have as an entrepreneur. There's no important resource than that. And trust me, there is nothing more important than money when you're doing a startup. You'll run out of money, and that's when your startup ends. So spend judiciously. The reason I was able to do 10 startups was the investment into each startup was not that high. And I actually could live to die another day. Every single startup I have done, I have invested money, and money was obviously lost. But each and everything I have done has been frugal. I have not overspent. I have consumed my resources in an optimal fashion. Look, we were not like making 5 million, 10 million in profit, right? The profit was actually hardly any. It was small money only that I had. So we were able to conserve our money and actually make things run in a lean fashion. That's why we basically were able to do what we were able to do. But remember, you have to innovate on the process to bring about efficiency. I was able to innovate that. I was able to put processes in place. I was able to write technologies, that could replicate 1,000 people. So I would do SEO automation. Okay, I would write a lot of code to automate the whole SEO thing. My SEO would probably be equivalent. My program would do what probably 1,000 guys would do in a day. So I was actually replicating a 1,000 people company through the innovation I had done, and that's what lean meant to me. I could have actually taken the route that every company takes, hire more people, hire more people. I just wrote a code and program and innovated technology that could replicate 1,000 people. That is what lean meant to me. Trust me, guys, this is the reason why CarDekho exists. I could not have reached CarDekho stage if I had, not persisted in the 9, 10 startups that failed for me. In the journey, CarDekho was getting made, but I would not have reached CarDekho if I had lost all of money and I did not have anything to invest further. Persist. Next slide I'm going to talk about is, just persist. I will persist until I succeed. It took 9 photos before CarDekho happened, as I told you guys. I have persisted 9 failures, 9 big failures, and trust me, it's not easy to take the site down. Trust me, it's not easy. And your friends call you, oh, $1 billion dreamer, where is the site? It's gone down again, right? And I've had many calls from close friends, from relatives, family, all the pressure. But I have not I have persisted as a human being. I have not persisted for that side. I persisted to be an entrepreneur. It was never the idea I was married to. I was married to making something big, an innovation that will change things. This persistence has helped a lot, guys. I launched a portal called shopdekho.com to compete with Flipkart and on the likes of Snapdeal and all, right? This was 2010, and it was still a self-funded company. I almost lost 50, 60 lakhs. It is a big sum. A lot of our profit actually went in, investing into shopdekho.com. Why were we losing money? Because every single product had to be sold on discount because everybody else was selling it on discount. I could get traffic, honestly. Orders were coming. We were doing like 50 orders a day back then. I was proud of getting traffic, doing the transactions, but losing money on every single transaction, yeah, I did not have that much money. So I shut down the site. Didn't have an ego that let's just persist still, right? What that gave birth to was an idea called PriceDekho.com. ShopDekho was about selling, PriceDekho was more about comparison shopping. Where will you find it cheaper? I had realized that I know how to get traffic now. Let me just go all out and let the other e-commerce companies bleed, let me make money. 6 months later, PriceDekho.com had a traffic of 2.5 lakh a day. It was doing revenues of 40 lakh a month. And the total input cost I was putting in was like 5 lakh a month. I was actually making 35 lakhs in profit, and 6 months later, from a failed idea, ShopDekho to PriceDekho. Anything I had lost in ShopDekho, I recovered in PriceDekho. So a failed idea led to a successful idea. Persist, guys. There's no, all I can tell you is remove the word called kyunki in your dictionary. You'll actually notice a lot of time, ye kyun nahi hua kyunki. There's no kyunki. Be the leader of your own destiny. Be the guy who will define your own destiny, is all I can tell you. I can't complain. I'm the CEO of the company. I don't have a kyunki. I advise all my business leaders to stop using the word kyunki in their discussion, because you have to be masters of your own destiny. Perspective on growth hacking, I'll just come to that quickly now. I'm sure you want to hear about that and what we've done. SEO has been the most important tool for our growth hacking in the initial times. Okay, we were able to do a lot of research on SEO. I'll just tell you a few sites I usually read for learning SEO. One is called SEO Moz, SEO MOZ. That's a really good tool for doing that. I also read a lot of Google Webmasters. So beautiful information has been laid out in Google Webmasters. Read that carefully, understand what Google is trying to say, reverse engineer. That's what I did. Don't go black hat at all. Google put a very, very heavy penalty now. In our days, SEO was much easier, honestly. Now it is not that easy. It has become far more competitive, and things have changed dramatically in SEO world. On page is completely under your control, guys. Going on page SEO is completely your game, because you can change the structure, H1s, titles, whatever you want to do. You have a very high degree of control. Off-page, which means getting links, good links from outside, is delicate, have external dependency. So we became masters of on-page, honestly. I don't think there's any, so I would proudly claim that our company probably would produce the best SEO in the country when it comes to on-page still. And when it comes to off-page, it's really difficult. Everybody starts thinking, how do I generate these links? Everybody talks about get links, get good links, but you can't spam. How do I get those links? We innovated ways to get that done. We really innovated ways to get that done. And I'm just going to put a perspective by taking a few examples of what we did. And remember, social media and SEO come together now. Okay. So what we did was produce great content, let the content get shared through social media, and links would be automatic outcome of that. Share content, garner attention, generate links. This is how social media and off-page SEO combine now. I would encourage each one of you to understand, how things are done. If your page is not having a social media, please get that done today. That is the most important way of doing SEO. Now, look at this. Okay. I hope you can see the slide. We are producing some insanely good quality of stuff. Okay. Some great pictures are being photoshopped. We are producing some great video content. We are writing some free content to give it to other people. Now let me pick up each one. If you see the first thing where I've written social sharing integration, the picture below the picture I've got things like Facebook, Tweet, Google Plus, right? People actually use these and share the content that I have. And once it goes to their platform, some other guy shares it, and my links keep on building up. Suddenly, some guy will pick up that picture with the link that I've shared and put it on his blog. And that's how my links are getting generated. Not even a single page on your site should exist without social media sharing. Produce some excellent video content, okay, and people love to link to it. If they like the content, they love to link to you. So ensure you have got some super good content being generated. The other one is the most important, right? And just go tie up with people in your own industry, the bloggers, the sites that want the content that you generate. So if you believe you're a great company, right, I'm sure you'll be the expert in your own domain, be it whatever domain that you are in. And there'll be blogs, there'll be sites which actually publish content in your domain. Now, what you should do is, start writing something for free and give it to them. And they will benefit because they're getting some uniquely beautiful article from the expert like yourself. And in return, they'll be happy to link you back. We do this with so many portals, right? If you see rediff.com, we power their auto check-in, Sify.com, Business Standard, XWest. We have got like 30, 40 tabs in the industry. And that's what we focus on to generate links. Just tie up with all these guys, who can help you build links. That's exactly what I did. Business Standard, VS Move Train, you name it and you have it, right? Now, content production is a very difficult task, and writing great quality content is even more difficult. I already had a team of editorial, who drive cars, take original pictures, right? People value that kind of a content. So my road tests happen, the content is produced for so many other sites. I distribute that for free. I take the cost. But my brand is seen by everybody who reads that article. I get a link back. And that's how off-page evolved. This used to be the earlier way of growth hacking, the SEO, social media. Social media is still important. Now the new way of hacking growth is actually mobile. Remember, mobile is changing, and the ways things are happening now are so fast, guys. You can actually win the domain only if you are in mobile. Mobile is something that has changed the life at CarDekho. When I got invested by Sequoia Capital, I had like 15% of traffic coming through mobile. Today, 65% of our traffic comes through mobile. So mobile is a new way to hack growth. What we did, we launched a kick-ass app. And as I said, the app went so viral, only 7% of the download I had to really pay for. All the others were free, of course, because it went so viral. What did I do to make it viral? Look at the social integration I had done. Look at the screen where I show you social integration, right? Like right here. You can see as you press share, WhatsApp opens up, Facebook opens up, Twitter opens up, Google. People could actually share. It was socially integrated, right? we launched a feature called Share and Win. This worked really well for us. You could, just refer the app to other people and win a Xbox or win something around it. And people started referring around. We were able to figure out ways on mobile growth hacking. But of course, you have to have a great product. Go check out our app. I would really request everybody to download our app. It's state-of-art app. Look at the UI, look at the way it is designed. It is unique in nature. No app in the world is like, auto app in the world looks like the way we do. Everybody looks boring website. So be innovative while designing your app. Mobile is a new way to hack growth, guys. Mobile is a device which has WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is a device that is the most viral feature you can ever get. Make it easy to share your content through WhatsApp. Let me go next. So this was more about how things are happening out here, how I built CarDekho. I would now let everybody ask me questions if they have. You can go ahead and ask me things. Shanawaz, you can interview. I'm done with my session on how I built CarDekho.
Yeah, you're already getting a lot of questions, right? So I will, start reading the question. Probably you can answer the questions.
Just give me 1 sec, okay?
Sure.
Screen sharing, okay. My guy tells me stop sharing a screen now. You have confidential stuff on your screen. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Sure. But it's gonna be my webcam would be on. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Initially, first question is Rahul. Rahul is saying initially, what was the source of income of your website?
Initially, it was AdWords. AdSense. Google AdSense is the best source of income, guys. Today also I make roughly around how much? 15-20 lakhs a month just on AdSense. So any traffic that you get, you can actually monetize through AdSense. So initially you don't need dealer tie-ups or whatever, right? I was able to actually make money on AdSense only. Any traffic that would come, I would monetize. So my recommendation is AdSense is one of the better tools. Use it to your advantage. Make money of every single user who comes on a site.
All right. Second question we have from Nishchal. He's saying, what should be the top 3 consideration for anyone, for someone who aspires to be an entrepreneur, but it is a corporate job today?
Resign your job. So you won't ask me that question honestly. I'll be very frank. The day you feel passionate about your idea, you would resign that very day. And that passion that entrepreneur has is what makes a company successful. So I can guarantee you, you would not be asking me this question if you're very motivated or passionate about your idea. You will be writing a resignation letter right now.
All right. We have another question from Amit. Amit is saying, does app marketing work for your better than the website of offline media?
Could you repeat that?
Yeah. Does app marketing work for your business or website or offline media?
Look, as I said, I did not get a lot of paid downloads done, but the paid downloads do help you, okay? You have to reach that critical mass when organic starts to kick in, okay? So I would recommend anybody who has the money, obviously, and has a great app should definitely spend on online app downloads, okay? And that really works. Honestly, it works. Okay. But as you start scaling up the number of downloads, it stops working. You'll have to understand that there is a limit to good quality downloads. As I try to scale up any channel, be it Facebook, be it AdMob or whatever, right? It stops working after a certain number, and the quality of downloads go down, and the cost becomes too expensive. So you'll have to understand there is a limit to each channel in each niche. So keep on spending till the point you realize that, and you have to use tools, right? You have to understand it's not the downloads that's important. You have to understand that what's more important is the engagement metric you get. Engagement metric can be done through Flurry, a tool called Flurry, which tells you how engaged a user is from a particular source. So I've tried, all the affiliates like Tyroom, Comely, I've tried a lot of stuff, on app downloads. But I was able to quickly tell them this is not good quality download, because my consumers are not engaged. So honestly, the answer is that yeah, offline, the online marketing does work. I haven't really done offline hoarding or newspaper ads. I've done a TV ad for download app that really worked for me also. I was able, but honestly, a lot of it doesn't impact that much. Okay, TV ads don't impact that much, very frankly. What impacts more is probably your organic thing. The website actually gets me a lot of downloads, honestly. and the marketing bundled with that, gets you to that critical mass, which basically becomes a snowball later on. So just get to that 1 lakh number, then get to that 5 lakh number, and you will see organic happening automatically for you.
So we'll go to next question. Natasha has a question.
So,
Does PR helps in portals? How? I am a PR professional working with Makan.com. How can I measure?
how can I
Measure.
measure? I think PR really helps. Very frankly, PR really helps. PR is the biggest tool a startup has to be heard, to spread the news. And the good part is PR comes really cheap. PR is really cheap in the sense that you can actually go online, publish a news for almost nothing, okay? For a 5,000 buck, you can get account and, push your news to PR wire or whatever, right? There's so many news aggregators, who actually disseminate to everybody. If you keep on doing regular news, that's good for you because there are investors looking for companies like yourself. They can only find you if you do a good PR. And if you're doing a great PR, people will be able to find you. And that's how I look upon the PR. The PR is going to be a critical part of the journey because if you're doing great work, please ensure it gets noticed. Create industry reports, create some buzz in the industry, and you also end up gaining authority when you're able to do this. So PR does play a very important role in my opinion.
All right. We have one more question from Michelle. He's saying to give 200% to your startup, there is no real personal life, work-life resonance. It is just the business. What do you recommend to manage this?
Well, when you're so passionate, what's personal life? Yeah, there's no personal life. You're passionate about something, and personal life doesn't matter beyond a point, honestly. Even your family comes together to understand that you're so driven right now for some other thing. Honestly, while in the initial years, I could not even spend time with my wife, but that's a cost you have to pay to be an entrepreneur, right? And that's the cost I paid too. But trust me, the journey has been very beautiful. The journey has been very enjoyable. And I take pride in the fact that my wife stood by me while I was building this company out, and she supported me in all the forms and passions she could have had. So it does not matter if you lose out on a personal life for some time, but you'll be happy. Trust me. अगर personal life खत्म हो रही हो तुम दुखी हो तो startup मत करो. But trust me, I was so driven and so excited about what I'm doing. It really did not matter to me. So get that passion, get that excitement in you before you start.
All right. So we'll go to another question. Apart from ads,
Yeah.
how else can one monetize web traffic?
Depends on the domain, obviously. Honestly, we were selling leads. We were selling leads to the dealers, that were generated on the site. So my case is different. Everybody else will have a different case on how they can monetize. I would personally recommend first focus on building a great product. You can initially monetize it through AdWords. Don't focus too much on monetizing a lower volume of traffic because जब वो बहुत कम traffic है तो the money that you will gain out of it is too low to be significant enough, honestly speaking. Once you have a scale and when you go to market, at that point, that effort of sale would still remain same, by the way, right? The only thing that's going to happen is that now your sale would be bigger. So start focusing on the sale only when you have a decent amount of traffic that is built. Till then, AdSense is good to monetize traffic. There may be some easier ways, like what we did was we tied up with all these manufacturers, right, Tata Motors, etc. So we did not go dealer route earlier in the cycle. We went to Tata Motors and said, advertise with us on our site. So we just had one guy who would do corporate sales. So the easy sales we picked up, okay. The harder sale was the dealer sale, selling leads to dealers. That's what we picked up much later. So the short summary of the answer is that unless you have a bigger traffic base, don't go build out a big sales team. Just operate in a corporate fashion, have a corporate sales team maybe, or have just AdWords, whatever you prefer, right?
So for your business, Amar is asking, for your business, were you using, publisher network also or the Google AdSense only?
Only Google AdSense. That works. I have tried multiple networks, honestly. The return is much better when I use Google. Things may have changed now. I don't know. I've always been a AdSense fan. That actually helped me generate a lot of money which I could invest back in the business. I've tried multiple other networks, they haven't worked for me, but can be different. If you have a lot of international traffic, for example, some networks work really well, better than Google. But since I have had more India traffic, Google worked best for me.
So another question, do you still use search engine marketing extensively?
Still would mean, look, I started using search engine marketing only in 2013, as I said. I had not spent a single rupee in search engine marketing early before that. Now I use it heavily. Yes, I do use it heavily now. What's the question?
The question was, are you using this particular search engine or marketing very intensively?
Now, yes, now I'm using it, but I don't use it like my competitors. Honestly, I would probably be spending half of them. I don't like to get into a bidding war, honestly, and unnecessarily increase. So I still run the business like business should. Okay, I do track the cost of lead. I do track the cost of how much I sell it for. The lead generation cost cannot go higher in my company than what I'm paid by the dealer. That's how I look upon marketing. Marketing has to be net and positive, otherwise don't do it. You would not be building a scalable business otherwise.
So the another question is more of linked to PR itself. When is the right time to
Yeah.
go for PR in case of startups?
Every day, every week, every month. Whenever you look, guys, you're a startup. You have nothing to lose. You don't have a brand in any case, right? Just go out, announce to the world you're there, you exist. Next month, announce, look, this is the data we have collected, or this is a expert research report we are announcing, or oh, we have reached a million mark. We have got 100,000 app downloads. Just keep on announcing, keep on announcing. These small things, are PR for you. Anything that is happening, पत्ता भी हिल रहा है तो उसको उछालो बढ़िया से. Investors will note that. There's no harm in doing a lot of PR at all.
Right. So another question we have from Abhishek. He's saying, what motivates you when you get continuous failure on new portal?
Awesome. This is the best question, by the way. Whoever has asked it. The journey of the failures happen very regularly. Every day I fail still, by the way. I have got 200 ideas that I'm working on today. And everything keeps on failing every week, every day, honestly. The only way I've survived is I've found something good that has happened that week. Every week I'm able to find 2 things that have worked, and I have 98 things that have not worked, right? So I ensure that 2 things are celebrated for. In my company, every week there is a celebration, every week. And every week we celebrate those 2 things, that actually work. And that is what made me my journey very enjoyable. So instead of going down with failures, what I've realized is find that thing that worked for you this week. And if you find that thing that has worked for you this week, you will be able to have a very pleasurable, enjoyable journey. And that's how I've survived all these failures. It was a team that I was having fun with, and that made the journey the most enjoyable journey.
Right. Amit, before going to another question, I will launch a poll, right? And after launching the poll, I'll start asking questions. I'll let you do questions.
What is the poll?
So that is a small poll related to the course itself.
Okay.
So the next question is, what is the advantage cost of running the ads?
Advantage cost would mean?
It's I'm sorry. What is the average cost of running the ads?
Which ads?
Suno Nahi Dekho on Sony Network during IPL.
Look, guys, every channel has a different rate for running ads. So if the question was how much minimum I need to do TV marketing, I can answer that because I don't often remember every channel, every program. Every channel and every program on that channel has a different rate. If you have less than $2 million, don't do a TV campaign. You will at least need $2 million to make an impact. That's the short and sweet answer to that.
So we have a question from Vivu. He's saying, can you provide more information about mobile growth hacking? Social sharing is one aspect. Have you figured out more around also the trafficking within the app, etc.?
Yeah, I have, and I have like 30-40 channels through which I have built these downloads. Okay, A lot of it is a little confidential because look, my session is recorded. My competitors will also get to know what I do. So I haven't revealed everything here, but maybe I can answer that in person, depending on which domain you are from.
So another question, how you get SEO automated?
You don't automate it anymore. It was back then, okay. Now I don't think there's any point of doing SEO automation. I've stopped doing it. It's black at guys. So don't do it. It was back then that I had used certain means which were not black hat back then, but now they're definitely black hat. I would not recommend automating SEO at all anymore. I don't do it. I would not recommend it.
So how do you measure traffic? So any specific tool that you use for measuring traffic?
I use Google Analytics heavily. GA is my tool. I also use a couple of other tools in the mobile app space. I'm using Flurry heavily. Flurry is another tool which gives you far better data than Google Analytics on apps at least.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, there are custom tools that we have written over our databases to do a lot of number crunching, which generates the daily report I was talking about. Right, a lot of stuff has happened there.
All right.
So GA is good enough, guys. If you're a startup, honestly, there's no tool better than GA. Just stick to GA.
So we have another question. It is saying, what is the vision of CarDekho for next 5 years?
Sir, vision is pretty big. As I said, I think I want to see CarDekho.com shape up into a $5 billion company. Just CarDekho alone, okay. The auto space in India is big. We are gonna create an ecosystem around car buyers and car owners. That's the plan. We will define how new and used cars would be sold in India. That's the vision we carry. And in terms, I'm not sure what exactly you want to know. I've got like a 20-30 point agenda, which I should not be reading out here in this time constraint conversation. But I have a 30-point agenda on what I want to do on each point in CarDekho over the next 5 years. Honestly, it's good to see a vision for 5 years, okay? But what I've realized, what is more important is what do you want to do this year? That's the most important question you need to answer. It's good to think of 5 years, but don't spend too much time on that. Because what I thought last year that I'll do next 5 years has changed this year because I've discovered something new and I'm following that. Trust mark came out, right? That trust mark was not in my plan 2 years back. It occurred to me much later. So don't try to have a fixed 5-year plan. Just plan for that year and you'll see things evolve. You learn a lot as an entrepreneur and then you keep on changing your plans and it just happens automatically. Right? So don't plan for 5 years. Have a vision for 5, yeah, but don't plan for 5. Plan for 1. That's more important.
So that the same question which Shweta has. Shweta says, what has been your short-term goals throughout your journey while you were eyeing on creating $10 million company?
Okay, I have a weekly goal, honestly. I don't have a big, I plan for a week and every single department gives me a weekly update. And earlier there were no departments. I was a guy running all the departments back then and I would do a weekly thing. And each week I had a plan. This is what I want to see live. This is what I want to see in traffic. This is what I want to see in content. This is what I want to see in my product. This is what I want to see in design. Every week. So the $10 billion is an outcome, okay? It's not a goal. It's an outcome of a successful journey you're having every week. So don't aim for the end goal, honestly speaking, guys. Aim big, exactly. But don't strive for that like that again. Just strive for that week. Is that week the best week? Just make sure the week over week over week over week, you're able to say, yeah, this has been the best week. This has again been the best week. And find out things that are good in that week. It's honestly, we end up craving a lot of, oh, ye nahi chala, wo nahi chala, right? Don't do all that. Find what has worked for you this week. And you'll understand there are small things that have worked, okay? Just notice them, be happy about them. I don't think, so I hope I answered your question well, but I typically don't tend to look at very long, 6 महीने बाद, 1 साल बाद. I just plan for the week and I have a vision, as I said. This year का goal मेरा defined है, what I want to do this year, but I measure it in a weekly fashion.
All right. So we'll take up the last question, right? So what according to you is the most vital skill a person try to run an online business should have?
I think this is a good question too. Honestly, when you're starting a company, start realizing the skills you have as a person. Find founders who are gonna be complementing your skill. Don't get the guy as a founder who's gonna have the same skill set as you. That doesn't add a lot of value to your startup. Try to understand that the startup requires product, startup requires technology, startup requires digital marketing to get traffic, maybe SEO, maybe SEM, whatever, right? And then you require sales maybe at some point, right? Try to understand what your startup requires most, what you're good at. Complement it. In my case, most important skill is product and technology, because, and then is SEO and SEM and the digital marketing, right? So in that order, if I have a great product and I have great technology, I can build out something else. That's how I look for.
All right.
So to keep it short, identify your skills, what you're good at, find partners who complement your skills. You have a kick-ass team, go ahead.
All right, Amit. So there was a really interesting session. Lot to learn from you, and I hope this session is certainly going to change the lives of a lot of people, right? At least they'll think big.
So to all the listeners, okay, this session, why I did this session, Pradeep is a good friend who runs Digital Vidya. More importantly, if this session, makes even, 2 entrepreneurs out of the group of 100 people who are listening to me, I would be more than happy. I ran a successful session. Be an entrepreneur, live your passion, live your heart, and fail. Because, the people who fail, even if when you fail, I value the failed entrepreneurs a whole lot. The most respect I have is for the people who have tried something as an entrepreneur and failed, because that required a lot of courage, trust me. In my company out here, we have got 30 people who actually started up a venture and failed. I love entrepreneurs, guys, and you end up, you're not realizing it, but let me tell you, you learn so much as an entrepreneur because you are the decision maker. You have to take decisions every day. What employees lack is decision making powers. What entrepreneur has is decision making power. How I differentiate between employee and entrepreneur is, a guy who has become an entrepreneur would be so fast and so quick in taking decisions because he had no other option in his own startup. Employees fear of taking a decision. So be an entrepreneur, stop being an employee for at least a year or two, and you will understand what I'm saying. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for your valuable time. We will really cherish this moment. Thank you so much.
Super. Thanks, guys. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right. Bye. Bye.
Stop. Leave the webinar. Okay.